There's like a thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies of mysteries, and why did it sound like it was treasured sites in Christianity?
All right. Welcome to Goof On, everybody. It is Saturday in the UK, January 8th, 2022. How are you guys? I don't know all the accents, but I'll get them down eventually. I'll do all the countries all over there, including Australia. So, we're here today to do a little interview. We're going to do about an hour. And we're going to talk about near-death experiences, or a certain person's, Brian Yates's, near-death experience. And I got to tell you, he's here because it's interesting, and I could almost relate to it. Did I die? I don't know. But it sounds like a very similar experience happened in a dream I had, which I think I really died. I know, I've done it all, right? I could even pull a rabbit out of the hat. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. We're not going to do roll call today. Don't get mad. It just takes up an extra 2 minutes I need with Brian. You got it? All right. So I want to say hi to everybody in the USA and all across the Atlantic. Yeah, everybody. The whole world. I know we get people from China here, right? We have a few people from China. Is that true? Where are they? Somebody said hi from China. That had to be a joke. Susie, was that you? So, I hope you have a great weekend. You're right smack dab in the middle. It is Saturday in the UK. I'm going to bring Brian Yates on. He is a near-death experiencer. And a story that like I said, I think I could even relate to with the dreams I've had about dying. And I'm going to bring him on. So, like they say on that other show, what's that show? Dark Hour Paranormal with Michael Roser? Without further ado, Brian Yates, welcome to Goof On Radio. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Rich?
I'm all right.
Yeah.
So you heard me introducing you and everything else, but before we get into your fantastic story, maybe we'll get to know just whatever you could share with us about how things led up to where you were. So, I know you're in Connecticut. I know you had a lot of snow. We were talking before the show, and it's cold over there. But you're in Connecticut. But do you mind sharing exactly how you got to where you were?
Sure, no
as
problem.
As far as that goes, yeah, just so we know how you got there.
Yep. Well, I'm 49 now. When I was 23. I sustained a lower back injury, 2 herniated discs. I was working at a biker bar and a fight broke out. I jumped in and I got hit in the back with a bar stool.
Oh.
Yes. So back then, they weren't as aware of pain medication as they are nowadays. So when the pain medication ran out, I was still in agony. So I had to live. So it started with pain pills, the old story. And by 1999, I was addicted to heroin, sadly.
Damn.
Yes.
So we all know what that kind of life can lead up to. Everybody here is probably in their 40s or older or close to it. We hear the stories. Is that kind of the road you went down as well? Like, anything to get it?
To a point. Luckily, I surrounded myself with people that were using just as heavily as I was, so it was just always available.
Got it.
So,
okay. Well, the reason I want to know some of these things because maybe your experience had to do with what you were doing and your personality. See, a lot of people think that if they're committing sins along the way that they're going to go to hell for some reason, but apparently, I mean, people come back with stories from near-death experiences that they were such a jerk in the real life they wound up in hell. Do you think that might have applied to your experience?
No.
Excellent. All right. Well, that's good because you were around people where it was readily available, so you didn't have to really, I guess, sell yourself and all that stuff,
No. No.
Well, good. Okay. And did you have a family at the time? Were you a single guy?
I was single at the time. My daughter was born in 1997. She's 25 now.
Okay.
So at that point, her mom was watching her, but I could go there anytime I want. There was no problems as far as that went.
How old were you when this happened? 25 years ago?
28. 1999. Okay. 28. Yeah.
So 28. Yeah, you're still young. Like for guys, I know for me, I didn't really start to mature until I was like 35. But yeah, I think you and I are a little similar. Just reading from your emails you sent me and things like that. That's why I kind of wanted to have you on as well. So when did you get married and have a family? Did you share all this, your history with your wife and all that stuff?
Never been married. Thankfully.
Oh, never been married. Okay, good.
No, thankfully, I never entered into that institution.
Yeah, I accidentally got into it. I tested the waters and I knew I shouldn't have, and it lasted 10 years. But such is life. It's not for everybody. It's not for me, and I don't even have children. But anyway, back to your story. So because we're only doing an hour, why don't we just get into what happened to you that you nearly died and had this, and then tell us about the experience.
All right. In the summer of '99, I believe it was August, that morning, me and a friend went to score some dope, and we did not know that this particular batch of dope had killed 4 people already.
Were you shooting it up?
Yes, I was.
Okay.
Yes,
so
I was.
So this batch had a serious health issue problem with it. It was bad stuff.
No, it was so pure.
Oh, that's how it works?
The thing. Yeah,
oh,
yeah. Street level dope contains about 10% of dope, and the rest is cut. This stuff was, they're guessing, as high as 40% pure.
Holy crap.
Yes.
That's a big jump. Yeah, okay. All right, so
yeah.
you're scoring this stuff that killed 4 people prior.
Yep. And we went back to my buddy's house. I let him shoot me up. I remember the needle going into my arm, and then 4 days later, I woke up in a coma. I was in a coma for 4 days after the fact. So they were worried about brain damage because loss of oxygen. My heart stopped for almost 5 minutes. So you okay, let's go back. So you remember the needle going in, then you died like right after that, you think? The next, yes, it had to be right away. Because when my buddy came back into the room about 3.5 minutes later, I had no pulse. I wasn't breathing. My lips were turning from red to that bluish.
And that's the same person who shot you up?
Yes.
So nothing happened to him then?
He didn't shoot up yet. I went first. I bought it.
Yeah.
Those are the rules.
Damn. Okay. Okay, so he came in, your lips turned blue, you're out, he called the ambulance, I guess, right?
Yes, he started CPR right away. And to his credit, usually when somebody overdoses, they take the time to clean the room up, hide the drugs and everything.
Yeah.
He said, fuck that. He goes, my buddy's dying. So he started CPR, called 911.
Well, there would have been no hiding what happened anyway,
No.
So, what's the purpose in trying to do all that? I guess you might as well. He did the right thing. That's a great friend right there.
Yes, he was. I'm no longer friends with him.
Well, I say that, and then I'm thinking, well, here's a friend who's shooting you up, all right? So, but you both helped each other. I get that scene, yeah. Okay, so now when did you start because you're full of heroin here, man. So how do you know you're not hallucinating? Like I saw somebody in the chat say, it was a good question. And near death, I mean, could you tell there was some sort of difference in what you were feeling when you came to?
Yes, because after he pushed the plunger down, this could have happened in 5 minutes. This could have happened in the 4 days I was in a coma. But
Yeah.
real quick, a couple weeks ago, you're on Alien Addict, and he brought up the fact that everybody has internal dialogues with themselves. You know,
Right. Yeah.
we each have that voice in our head that's us. We know it is us. The next thing I realize, I am in the biggest, blackest void, bigger than space looks from the Earth.
Wow.
But it wasn't pure dark. There was some light coming from somewhere. But I was pure essence, pure, myself. I was out of my body. And that inner voice said 3 words which sealed it, that this is way too pathological to be a lie, meaning there's too much detail there.
Okay.
When schizophrenics make it up, it's very vague. They, them, it, so it wasn't a figment of my imagination. And those 3 words were, no pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
no pain?
Yep.
That's
no
what you
pain.
said to yourself. Yeah.
Yes. That inner voice said that.
That's amazing. And I don't, this is why you're on, for a couple of reasons why you're on, but one of them was I can relate because that's what I said in my experience too. And another thing I said when I looked back down at my wife and the dog on the bed, I said, I'm supposed to love them, but I feel nothing for them, which was weird. And then I felt all this love and warmth. Did you feel something like that when you were at a certain point or right after?
Well, actually,
when you heard no pain, did you feel all this love and emotions come over you, or what happened next?
No, as I explained in the email, there was no emotion, nothing. I sensed no, like I'm being judged or assessed. People have the idea of the vengeful God. I didn't have that feeling, nor did I have, I had no feelings. It was just fact. There I was. And as I continued to stare around this huge abyss, 3 large, when I say large, I mean Empire State Building large.
Yeah.
Stone thrones, 3 of them, started to materialize in front of me. And these things were so big, there was no fucking human sitting in these things.
So did you see, I mean, was there any bodies, or you see figures, humanoid looking things walking around, or?
No. As the stone throne solidified, I got a sensation of being yanked downwards. And I think that is when they got me to the emergency room and hit me with something called Narcan.
Yeah.
It neutralizes all the drugs in your system. Because during the ambulance ride, my heart wouldn't stay going. They did the paddles, the defib, they did everything. My heart would not beat. So I think the moment they shot me up with that Narcan, I was sucked back down into my body because my heart started going again.
Now, I know I read the email, but I have to, ask these questions because nobody else read the email. But I have to ask, so doesn't it make sense that you had this experience right after you OD'd? And it didn't happen, or did other things happen afterwards too? Did you die again?
No, but I've been surrounded by paranormal happenings as from a young kid, before and after the fact.
So, did you feel like you were being pulled into the afterlife? And
no, it was like, say you lay down in bed and close your eyes and open them a second later, and you're in a totally different place. The heroin was so pure. As soon as it hit my system, the doctors estimated 10 to 20 seconds, my heart stopped. That was
Oh,
it.
okay. Wow. So then you were out for several minutes. You said at least 5, right?
Yes, my heart stopped for 4 minutes, 37 seconds.
Okay. So you're gone. You get pulled up, and you just see darkness as much as you could ever see, bigger than space. There's some ambient light. You never figured out where that came from. What can you at least surmise where it may have come from?
Um, I can surmise that whatever being sat in those thrones, um, were the gatekeepers between this life and the next. Some people call it limbo. I call it the way station. It's like that point, and whoever sits in those things decides if you go on. And I think that light was coming from beyond them if they let me through.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I guess it could have been. But you saw the light before they were there.
Yes, but it's very hard to explain. Yes, it was pitch dark, but also there was some kind of light source, not bright spotlight light,
Yeah.
some kind of light coming from somewhere.
Right. Kind of like if you were in space and the sun provided you light from behind a planet. You didn't see the sun, but there was not bright light, but just ambient light. I get it.
Yes,
Um, all right. So I'm just trying to figure out, because not a lot of people die and come back from it. So you've had an experience that a lot of people are afraid to have but would like to experience. Uh, and what did it do for you as far as after it was all said and done and you wake up? Did you change from that experience?
yes,
In
yes,
what
they
way?
did. Well, it's all the cliched ways everybody else says. I had better appreciation on life. I was more um had more empathy for people, but also the paranormal activity around me increased tenfold after the NDE.
Right.
So I think I'm like a Roman candles to some spirits because I was at that line between life and death, and they sent me back. So I think spirits may be attracted to people like that.
Did you get clean immediately after you died?
Unfortunately, not. It took another 10 years for me to clean my life up.
Holy shnikey.
Well,
Wow.
I have physical issues, spine problems, surgeries, the whole 9 yards. So it wasn't as easy as just stopping. I had to find the right doctors, and I was also a very, very heavy drinker since age 13.
Oh, wow.
So by the time this happened, I was drinking half-gallon Jim Beam and a case of beer a day, and
Holy
then
crap.
going out at night and partying too.
What kind of work
So,
did you do?
well, before the big C, I was a writer and freelance editor. I went to school for it.
Yeah, that
And, yeah.
it,
And when COVID started, Steve, the owner of the publishing house, folded shop because his rationale was why publish books or ebooks or anything because you can't get out on the road to promote them. Can't go on book tours, can't sign books. This was at the beginning of COVID when we knew nothing.
right.
So he folded shop, and that was that.
So for the last 2 years, you just not doing anything like a lot of people. I mean, not
Yeah,
working. I mean,
yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But I have been dealing with my back and my spine getting progressively worse. That is going to culminate in this surgery on the 24th.
what's wrong? What's wrong with your spine again? I know you got hit
I
with a
had,
chair back in, when you were bouncing, whatever.
yeah,
But
yeah, I had got two herniated discs from that never got treated. But I also have something called, this is a tongue twister for me, degenerative disc disease. meaning yeah, I know, meaning the discs in your back get brittle and crack and fall apart as time goes on and pancake down on one another,
Yeah.
and that pushes the spine, nerve damage, the whole 9 yards.
Yeah. Plus, drinking and drugging don't help it either.
Oh, I lived like a fucking rock star for 35 years, man. I mean, I went forward. I was a fall down, pass out, puke, piss yourself kind of drunk 7 days a week.
Oh man.
Plus, I was eating acid 3 or 4 times a week.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I went for it.
Yeah, but it was a lifestyle too, I guess. And not. I mean, that it was your childhood of one. Like going in and out of jail, or were you a good student? I mean, what was your childhood like?
Well, I was a good student. My childhood was not good. My father, I don't mind admitting this now because I've dealt with it, moved on. My father was a pedophile and did horrendous stuff to me and my sister. And it took me, the better part of 30 years to learn how to deal with that.
Yeah, sorry to hear that. That sucks. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I used the booze to tamp that rage down.
All right. So, you had a terrible father. I mean, that's awful. And was your mom around?
Yes, she was.
Okay. Are your parents still with us?
My dad died back in the late, 2008, 2009. My mom is still with us.
What'd your dad die of?
He drank himself to death. They found him sitting in his chair dead.
Wow. So he just died. Yeah. Man.
Yeah, he had a lot of health problems from the drinking, emphysema, nerve damage. He could barely walk. So he just drank himself to death. And, to put it kindly, that was too nice of a death for a man like that.
Was he must have been a heavy drinker when you were a child too then?
Very heavily.
All right.
Very violent. Vietnam vet. Totally messed up from Vietnam.
Yeah, I can't imagine what it was like to be in Nam. I know it's sad. But anyway, so just to fast forward back to where we are today, have you done anything with this experience are you helping other people with it? Or are people reaching out to you? Do you have a place where you go to and talk about it?
No, other than just my close circle of friends. In 2019, I was on a UK podcast called Never a Straight Answer. And yeah. And they featured my story. That was my first foray of dipping my toe into this water, because I want to help people. If say 1,000 people hear my story, if one of them can find solace in the fact that we do live on when we shuffle off this mortal coil, then I've done my work.
So now, are you confident that there's an afterlife, or could have this just been a hallucination because your brain was shutting down? How do you feel? Excuse me. How do you feel? I mean, are you feeling this was I know the answer, I think, but do you question whether it was real or fake? Or are you 100% positive that this was yeah? Are you 100%?
Because my heart stopped so quick. It wasn't like I went into like a drug-induced coma and was lived through it. My heart stopped so fast. I was out of my body. Just bam, gone.
So the 4 days you were in a coma.
Yes.
Now, were you acting out, like motioning your hands or moving, or were people saying you were doing anything weird? Or
no, I was from what they told me. Well, I woke up flat on my back with tube down my throat and IVs everywhere, and no dreams, no nothing during those 4 days. And I was shocked that 4 days had gone by.
It felt like a minute.
Yeah, it did, man. It did, like a second.
That's so wild. Yeah. Now, so you weren't doing anything. You're out 4 days, and the paranormal experiences that you're having. So that is interesting. Now, you said you think you might even be like a beacon now for the paranormal. Do you think it had to do with the three things that you saw? Now, it's interesting there were three, you
Yes,
know, 'cause
you're right.
everybody knows what the three is, right? So, what is it, the Holy Trinity?
Yes, it is.
Is it possible? What kind of paranormal experiences are you having?
I
Oh,
get
yeah.
well, first, I live in a 175-year-old Victorian house that's been
Oh,
made into apartments. So a lot of out of the corner of the eye stuff, lights turning on and off, and it's not the wiring of an old house because everything's up to code. Um, I use the Spirit Box and a couple apps that I have found that are legit, and I go, we have some of the oldest graveyards in New England here in Connecticut. So I go out to those places, abandoned places like that. I've investigated my buddy's house.
and what'd you find?
At his house, a few kind of EVPs, maybe Class B EVPs
Oh,
of a name.
but when you're experiencing stuff
Yes,
around your place, what are you
yes.
experiencing? Shadow people? I,
Not, no, not full blown shadow people. Just quick movements, in front of me or past me.
oh, I know. Yeah.
Lights turning on and off. Um, I'll be in my bed at night getting ready to fall asleep, and I would hear like people walking around in the room. And I have hardwood floors in my bedroom, and they creak.
Right.
So
I hear ya. I know. I know exactly what you're saying. I think there's something here where I live. Um, so, are you having any nightmares from any of these experiences?
no, not at all. I
Really?
am. Well, I've been having paranormal stuff happen since I was a young kid. I think it is a direct result of what happened to me as a child because the theory is that when a child is raped and molested or beat, there is a fracture that happens in their mind, and that lets things in, that lets things out, and it kind of things are attracted to that type of energy.
Yeah. I never heard that before. I guess there's a high emotional distress that could be that breaking point, and maybe you become a beacon for some reason. Your
Yes,
vibration changes, maybe.
yes, I do agree with that. And I've done a lot of, just because I've done a lot of tripping, and I've never tripped for fun. It's purely as a tool. It's not to watch the walls melt. It's to get into that inner self. Um, you know, so I think spirits are attracted to that too, because they know your mind has already been opened in a certain way.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. I didn't even think of that. That's true. It probably did something, especially as powerful as the drugs that you were taking.
Yes,
It probably
yes,
amplified it.
yes, I believe so.
I'm pulling up a video here in a minute because I've actually recorded uh, blinking lights in my I don't know if you've ever seen the video, but it was in my closet, and it's never done it before, and I caught two times a black shadow just darting past it super fast. I don't know if you've ever seen it,
I'm
but
not
I
sure.
these are the things that I want to. I'm pulling it up while we're talking. I'm trying to find it. Um, but these you see these things go by you, and you saw it, and then you're probably sitting there going, "Oh, it was probably a fly or something like that." And you try looking where it went. Of course, you don't see it. Something like that, right?
Yes,
And,
yes, it feels like some kind of mass disturbed the air next to you as it moved by you.
do you feel any breezes or anything?
Sometimes when I'm falling asleep, I feel, a breeze on my face. I've heard my name whispered in my voice, my name whispered in my ear 3 times since I've lived at this house.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's freaky. That.
I've had that happen several times throughout my life. Even while I was working out, I used to wear the old Walkman headset and all that. And out of nowhere, I'm doing tricep pushdowns and I hear Rich. Like, I mean, just plain as day in the ear. I was like,
Yeah.
and I said, what? Because I thought somebody came up behind me, but there was a wall. It's pretty crazy how that stuff works.
Yes.
Have you had any premonitions?
No, not that I know of.
Are you seeing
Um,
any like 111s or 333s on the clocks or anything like that?
yes. 111, 1010, and 3333.
1010. That's
Yes.
interesting. Yeah, yeah. 1010's. I never heard anybody with the 1010.
Yeah.
I like that. It's different.
Yeah.
Uh, so, what are you doing with the? Well, you don't have any superpowers or anything like that, but you do have some evidence you've captured and documented, right? I mean, we're not
Yes.
playing it today, but I'm just saying you do have some stuff. Okay.
Yes.
EVPs.
EVPs. A couple locked off cameras in a place where, a disembodied voice here and there.
So, do you think you're now prepared for the end of days for you? Like when it does come? Do you think that was a preparation or a warning that you had?
Not a warning. I think um, it was, how can I put this? It was the other side reaching out to me saying, listen, your life sucks, but there is something after this. Like we know you're in a dark place. You need help. You need encouragement.
But you didn't even see any family, nobody you recognize. It was just black, empty space. And then the three, three.
Yes. Yep.
What do you actually call them? Stones?
Stone thrones. I
Stone
don't like,
thrones.
yeah, I don't like using the word altar because it has religious connotations. And I'm not a religious guy, but I am deeply spiritual.
That was one of the things I meant to ask you. Have you become, more spiritual or?
I've always been spiritual. Even as a young kid, I remember just feeling a connection to unseen things around me.
Have you seen anybody, any specialists about your experience? Any professional people?
Not specifically about that, but I had 3 psych evaluations that I initiated because I was trying to rule out, like what you said, was it a hallucination? So I was trying to rule everything out, and the test came back as just basically a normal dude, you know.
Normal near-death experience. That's it. Just a normal
And
dude.
another day, making a sandwich, and it happens.
I found the video, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see which one it is because I got 9 of them here. I haven't played this since about a year or so, but it's really interesting the things that show up. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let me bring this one up. Brian, it's going. If you speak while I have this open, it'll echo, even if I speak. So I'm just gonna play it, and I'll mute you, so there's no
Okay.
echoing. But I'll bring you on, and you're not disappearing. It's just that's the way it is,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
I get it.
All right, here we go. So now this is what happened here. I'm just showing you guys. Whoa. Oh my God. Now I saw this flashing before I got there and I started recording and it stopped. So I'm trying to get it mad and I'm going F you right there. And whoa. And then that happened. Oh my God. Hold on a sec. Yeah, I don't know what I have showing. Okay, I could show you guys this stuff. All right. It's not too dangerous. Here's the next one. I think I get awfully mad in one of these and say some things, so I'm going to mute myself. I'm not too proud of that, what I had to say to get this thing to go off. But I'm looking for the one where you can see it go right through, the black thing. And I want to see if it's something. Yeah, it did. I was impatient. Yeah. I think that's the same video. I'm not sure. But here's another one. It got dim. Did you see it?
Yes,
Watch,
I did.
watch the black thing go right by it. Right there. That was it. That's one of them. Boom. That's what I see. Boom. Isn't that wild?
Yes.
Boom. Try and stop it on it. I just missed it. But that's what I captured. And there's another video there too. But does that look like what you see out of the flesh going by you that fast?
Yes, and the lights turn on and off just like that one did.
Isn't that wild that happens and we can capture it now? You were going to say something? I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, in my living room, the overhead light is on the dimmer switch. So I try to play games with spirits where I lower it as much as I can and ask them to dim it further. And I've got reactions 5 out of 10 times where they would actually dim the light on command.
Yep. We did the flashlight test here on GoofOn. And it actually worked, man. I mean, it actually gave us intelligent responses when I asked. There was no delay, nothing like that. And I got to find that one, man. That was wild. Now, I'm not a real believer in lowering the dimmer all the way to the midway point or the flashlight test. It's the same thing. You lower it because you're straddling the line between where it's going to go on and where it's going to go off, because when it turns on, the theory is that it'll get hot or the electricity will get so much that it'll turn itself off. Then when it cools off, it expands a little bit and then it triggers it to go back on. So although interesting, when you have legitimate answers like, are you a man or a woman? 2 flashes for a woman, 1 for a man, and it does 2, and then you verify it later on, it does 2 again. It's just so weird. I don't like it. I don't trust it, but I love it.
I feel you. I don't know if I trust it either, but I do seem to get some type of response. I can't explain the mechanism of it, how it works, why it works. It just does sometimes.
It is strange, right? Have you talked to... Oh, go ahead. Sorry. No, you first.
I forgot what I was going to say. Go ahead, man.
You're going to laugh, but I forgot to. I did because I went on. I was waiting for what you were going to say, and then I looked in the chat room.
Sorry.
I know what I was going to ask you. So, have you met anybody else who's had any near-death experiences?
2 people.
Similar to yours? Or did they see the 3 amigos?
No. Theirs was more of the classic N.D.E. with the lights, the bright light and that kind of stuff.
Just because somebody sees a bright light in a tunnel and feels love doesn't mean that your near-death experience wasn't a near-death experience. It was just a different one.
Exactly.
And there's many, many different stories we hear from people having near-death experiences. Some people go to hell. Some people don't go anywhere. They stay in the hospital, even though they know they're dead. They're looking around, hearing conversations, going, down to the temple, the church in the hospital, and seeing family members praying for them. It's really an unbelievable experience to have, and I think it prepares some people for death. Were you ever? I don't think you were ever scared of death, but were you scared of death?
Never. I was going to bring that up at one point. For whatever reason, I am one of those people that do not have the fear mechanism in them. And okay. I can give you 2 quick forehands. In 2006, I fell 30 feet off a outdoor deck because I was swinging like Tarzan on some old cable wires.
That's
Shattered my left knee and had three
jeez.
surgeries on that.
Oh
and
man.
then and then in 2008, in my hometown on the west side of our town, there's a 1,200-acre public park, and there's a certain set of cliffs called the Hanging Hills. You can Google the Black Dog of the Hanging Hills, and it will pop up, and you'll see the actual mountain. I fell off of there in 2008, fell 200 and some odd feet, but I fell into what we call the ass crack of the mountain. It's just a big crevasse, on the right hand side. So I pinballed down through that and got stuck.
Oh my God. How'd you
Yes.
get out?
I had my cell phone on me. I managed to get it out. I called 911. They sent the state police helicopter. They had to rappel down to put me in a basket and flew me on the medical helicopter to
Oh,
Yale University.
were you on TV for that on the news?
Yes,
Yeah,
it was
you
mentioned on
really
the
were.
news. And yes, and it was mentioned in my the local paper. But real good, something that blows me away. In 1994, my mentor, my teacher, my brother I never had, the father I never had, fell off that same mountain 15 feet to the right of where I fell off of.
Holy crap.
Yes, so if I was off to either way, left or right, by 10, 15 feet, I would have fell all the way to the bottom.
You said your mentor. Yeah, did he die?
Yeah, oh yeah, he died.
Oh shit.
He fell all the way to the damn bottom of the friggin' mountain, man. It's so
Oh,
hard to think about, man.
that sucks, man. Yeah. What is it about that location that people are falling off there?
It's a very charged place. It's federally protected because there's amethyst in the cliffs. So I think that's a generator right there.
Mm-hmm.
And over the 100 years, 150 years, there's been thousands of people that have died falling off of there. Now, anybody in the chat that wants to verify this, in 1895, a huge geologist, he was big in his world, went up to those cliffs with a colleague, and they were debating a certain legend that has to do with those woods. The colleague scoffed, scoffed, scoffed. They found him dead 2 days ago at the bottom of the cliff. So you can read all about that, read through history, all the people
That's
dying,
crazy.
committing suicide. It's just, it's the whole park is charged. They pulled dinosaur prints out of there that are now in the lower part, the public park, Indian arrowheads. So it's a very ancient land.
Wow. That is cool, but scary.
Yes. Oh, yeah. But I chalk it up to I've been going in those woods since I was 4 years old with my dad. I was a big hiker, camper, fisher. So I think over all those years, I imprinted some of my energy onto that space. So when I almost fell, I truly believe it was the energies of that woodland that made sure I fell exactly where I did
Oh my
and
God.
didn't.
Yeah, I mean, 10 feet either way or whatever. Yeah, that
Yeah,
sucks. But
yeah.
I'm glad. Hey, now I want to ask you this before we go. I almost forgot. This is what I remembered I wanted to say earlier. If you never had this, if you never OD'd, where do you think you would be today?
Hopefully I'll be in the same spot I am now. I've been sober for 12 years at this point, over 12 years. So I would like to think that I would have got my shit together and grew up and learned how to deal with my traumas without killing myself in the process.
So I think this happened. I don't think for a reason, but I mean, if it happened for a reason, it couldn't happen to somebody who would needed this to happen. You know what I mean? It's almost
That's
as if you, huh?
that's what I was getting at earlier. The universe. That's what I call it. I don't put names to gods because I feel it lessens the mystery. So the universe realized this guy's in a lot of trouble. He needs a pep talk, whatever you want to term you want to use. Let's do this to him. Let's give him the confirmation that he wants.
I mean, that, and then that's all grand and everything, but there's a lot of people out there who are way worse off that do need help and never get it. So it makes you wonder why some people go through this. Is it just chance? Is it because you are spiritually connected somehow, some way? Maybe there's a guardian angel you have. I don't know, man, but maybe everybody has a certain time on this planet and you weren't done yet.
No, I wasn't. And I truly believe before we are born, we write out our life story.
Yeah, I kind of feel the same way.
It's called the Guff. There's a philosophical place called the Guff where all the unborn babies are. So you basically you pick your parents, you pick your astrological sign, write your story, and then off you go.
Yeah, that's what we choose our parents or our mother, basically, but I guess the father's along for the ride, but yeah, and that's it. I mean, I wanted to be Rich Giordano for some reason. Maybe I've been other billion people already on this planet, and I wanted to try this guy and live that experience. That's interesting. Do you think that's what it's like? Like they already see, like you picked the life. It's already been lived. It's almost like a Matrix.
Yes. I agree with that wholeheartedly.
So so you already know the ending to the story, but you just want to live the experience? Maybe, I don't know.
Yes,
how that works.
Well, yes. Like I said, I have a 25-year-old daughter, so I'm not just living for myself.
Sure.
I want to see my daughter go through her life.
That is interesting. For all we know, it could have a lot to do with your living because your daughter, and does she have any children?
No, she does not.
Okay. Does she want kids?
Yes, but she's gay. She wants kids, but she wants the other woman to have them.
Oh, I hear you. Oh, gotcha. All right, because I was thinking, well, maybe it has to do with an unborn, son or something or daughter that may be in the future, and it starts with you. We don't know the plan, right? If there is one. But if it's all pre-written and already out there for us to choose from, I would imagine that this whole thing's already happened, which is crazy to think of because it has, but it hasn't. I don't know. That would mean there's different realities, and that's a little bit too much for me to relate to right now.
To wrap your head around. I understand. I mean, in the paranormal and just high strangeness, for every answer you get 100 more questions.
Every time almost, yeah.
So I agree with you, we're never going to figure out the phenomena. What we can do is learn how to explore it and, and do stuff like that. But we're never going to know as long as we are in these bodies of ours. We're not meant to know, because if everybody knew there was an afterlife and things were going to be good, nobody would strive to do shit in this world. We just sit around until we die.
I just wish you would have had an emotional connection to the three, what'd you call them, stone thrones?
Yes.
Stone throws?
Yes.
Did you feel maybe there, I mean, I don't know. You didn't feel anything. Like none of them was your father, your mother, your uncle, nothing like that?
No.
You just felt that these were the three beings that are the creators.
Or maybe 3 out of the who knows how many there are. You know,
that's what I think. Because how could they? Well, time and space must be different for them if they are the creators to go to each person having an experience. Or maybe it's just part of maybe they can. Yeah.
They say each individual person has at least 10 souls on their council to oversee their life. specifically. You can read about that. I've read being physically disabled has given me so much time to read and study and dive into all these topics.
Well, I appreciate you coming on and giving some insight as to what your experience was. And do you have a YouTube channel that you do anything on, or Facebook, Twitter?
No, I was just going to bring that up. I just wanted to let everybody know it's listening. I'm not selling anything. I have no angle. I have no website. I have no YouTube channel. I just wanted to get my story out there, hoping it helps at least one person.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Because that one person can mean the difference in a lot of different lives. And
Exactly.
yeah, imagine how many lives you could change with that
Mhm.
story. Just keep punching, Apollo. you know, Rocky 3. I couldn't help it.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
I thank you for coming on, Mr. Yates. And can you believe it? Your name's up on the screen, and I saw somebody go, "What's this guy's name?" It's just, I hope people are listening and and understand that this isn't about anything but what could be. And this guy's experience, Brian's experience, could happen to you someday. So whatever, Brian, you took out of it, and present to everybody else, I hope it's a learning lesson, and I hope you have the best of years ahead of you. And we will
All
definitely be
right.
talking to you soon, buddy. I'm gonna
All right.
thank you for coming on.
Thank you for letting me come on, Rich. I really do appreciate it, my man.
Yeah, man. Yeah, and I won't be a stranger, so you don't either. Okay.
I will not.
All right. Take care.
All
Have
right,
a
man.
have a wonderful weekend, man. Be safe.
You too. Bye bye.
Thanks, Brian.
Yep.
Man, that I like near death experiences probably more than I do UFO stories or any other stories, to be honest with you. Brian's story is unlike many others out there. It's different, which is why I kind of thought it was cool to have him on. And I can almost relate to it with this big black openness that kind of what I experienced, as it was gray and foggy, that went on forever. And there was nothing there for me. It was weird. I didn't see anybody, didn't feel anything. It was just fog. And I kind of related somehow to him, and hearing his story, it was interesting. Not a lot of people will open up about their past experiences like that. Hold on, need a drink. But I want to go back to showing you guys what I videotaped, what I recorded, because it is interesting. It is not a bug. It is not my hand. It is not the strap of a camera. You'll see a black thing goes from top to bottom. I recorded it on another video as well. I just can't find it yet. But check it out. Here's where it goes right through. Boom. See it? Watch. Boom. Right there. I'll get closer. Boom. Play it again. See it? Go right through the screen. It's weird. Yeah. That I see a lot of times pass in front of me or to the side of me. It's very, very, very annoying. But that was very quick, and then right after this the light goes out. Not in this video, I don't think, but in the next one. It's pretty wild stuff. In this one I yelled obscenities and was pretty much not getting any activity, I think, at first. And I believe this is the full version of the video I was showing you. Let's see. Kill me. Yeah, I'm like, come on, kill me. Come on, you frickin'. I was swearing at it. Because I saw it flashing and nothing was happening. And I would turn the light switch on and off. There it is. There's the black thing that passed right in front. Here it comes. I didn't even see it while I was recording. I never saw that. I watched this video afterwards and saw that, and it happens again later on. I'm pretty sure, but yeah, this is the 4 minutes and 16 seconds of video that I'm pretty sure this light starts doing weird stuff. There it is again. Did you see the black thing? Right over here, watch. There it is. See it? It went right into the camera, actually. Watch. Boom, right there. At the 150 mark. 48, 49. There. There. See it? 48, 49, 50. Doom. So there was something in there. I felt it. It was a negative energy. The night that Angus died, the kitchen light flashed like this. And let me see when I took this. Oh, no, I don't want that. Let's get back to where we were. Yeah. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that the light starts to go off here. Unless I'm not. Yeah, there we go. So I'll let it run. Actually, I think that black shadow is seen again. Oh my God. All you do is turn it off. Oh, that's right. I turned the light off and it stayed on. Right there. That was weird. That's right. Now I remember. That's why you got to record everything. That's right. I turned it off and the light stayed on. And then it burned itself out. So maybe it was a bad light bulb, but it wasn't. I mean, it was flashing on, off, on, off. It got my attention to go into the freaking closet. Yeah. It got my attention to go into the closet, I'm telling you. You know. It's pretty wild stuff. See? Whoa! Fuck you. Whoa! Oh my God! So weird. Anyway, yeah, there's more video on that. I just have to find it. I don't know where it is, but it's pretty cool. And I also recorded something that I haven't talked about, haven't brought it up, only told 2 people. And I'm trying to get the video to work, and I bought another video card to transfer it to this to the computer off the High 8 camera is what I use to record the paranormal activity. So I didn't use my cell phone because I wanted to use a camera that I'm comfortable recording paranormal activity. Plus it had night vision on it, and I was letting it run, and I captured something that I want to show you, but I can't show you yet. And I don't know what's wrong, why it's not working, why I can't transfer the file to this computer. The computer just won't accept the software or hardware or whateverware. But I'm going to go on YouTube right after this and see what I'm doing wrong. I keep forgetting to do it. But anyway, that's it for today. Saturday in the UK. I want to thank Brian Yates for sharing his story with us. That was incredible. And a friend of GoofOn, I appreciate it. And thank you, the UK folks out there. Yep, thank you all. Everybody on that side of the Atlantic. Everybody. Australia, Great Britain, France, Italy, Germany. We've got people from all over the world that watch GoofOn now. It's pretty amazing. I didn't see any super chats. Nope. All right, so we'll be back on Monday. Monday we will be back And it's going to be a great week. And I'm looking to go to NASA and Pandora at Disney, possibly next weekend. I may have to wait until after the 20th. The 22nd is probably when I'm going to go. So 2 weeks is when I'm going to go to, what do you call it? Disneyland and NASA. Yeah. Now, if anybody, wants to meet me down there, let me know. The thing is, I'm going to be doing it all by myself. So I'm going to have a selfie stick and record myself doing all sorts of things, going on the rides, going over to NASA and recording the cool stuff that's over there. And we'll have a good time. So expect that in 2 weeks. I don't know if I need to get a car. I think my car should be able to make it. It's only an hour drive from here to Orlando. It's not that far, and I haven't been there yet. So I'm excited to go. Hey, what are you guys, crazy over there? No, I didn't say it just because. I was just checking. Jackie, 20 pounds. Thank you for the super sticker. You are so nice. I appreciate it. Let me see what it is. Aw, thank you. It's a lemonhead baby jumping into the arms of its mother lemonhead, and there's a lot of love. Right back at you, Jackie. Jackie O. Yeah, thank you. Mucho gusto generoso to you so. I appreciate it. Hey, Dorothy. I thought we talked about this. Thank you very much. You shouldn't have. You know. Thank you. You guys, you ladies, it's just so hard for me to say guys is general for people. You all know that, right? I'm not calling them guys, right? This isn't that crowd, all right? So thank you, ladies. Appreciate it. And the veterans and newcomers alike, thank you very much for hanging out today, this afternoon, early evening on Goof On. Hey, I want to tell you something. There's going to be a video a little later. I don't know what I'm doing. Just keep your eyes and ears open for about 5-6 hours from now. Something will probably definitely go up on Third Phase UFO Report. That I know. And then also there will be something for the patrons this weekend, tomorrow. And Goof On tomorrow, there will be a video. Yeah, so Goof On patrons tomorrow, tonight, Third Phase UFO Report. We're always working 24/7 because what is Goof On? Working for the man? No. What do we do? What do we do? Truthology for ufology. Got it?
There's a good thing. It's rotating.
What was in the skies over, and why did it downwards treasured sites in Christianity?
UFO, but right, descending,